So let's go ahead and get right to the point. Let's keep this short and sweet. So today there was a lot of leaks going around for the new Galland, which will be our first 10 commandment to introduce themselves here on the global side of the game. And of course our boy Red Gowther, the goat sin of lust, holy knight. So these are two units that apparently are going to be coming together in one singular banner. So this will be for the first time ever on the global side. We're going to be getting two featured units on one banner. So this is kind of a big step going forward for global. This is now kind of getting us off of the path that we've been going down. So this kind of makes future releases a little bit more interesting, because for the past couple banners, it's been one featured unit. Now we're getting two featured units, it seems, and that's kind of changing it up. So now we really do not know what Netmarble is going to be planning going forward with how they're going to release banners. Are they going to be coming in as two units, as one unit, every single week? Things are getting a bit changed up here. It looks like seemingly on the fly. I don't know if it might be because of the the pandemic that's going around, if that's really been messing up their release schedule and their actual global side of the things when it comes to their actual staff and how they're managing events and banners and all that. I don't know if any of those things were changed last minute because of that situation or not. But anyways, here we are. We're getting the new Gowther and Galland. Let's go ahead and talk about them and if you should summon or skip. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. And if you guys want to play the game in full screen, I have an affiliate link in the description below, which will take you to BlueStacks. Go ahead and use that link, download the game, and play on PC today. Anywho, so here we go. Our boy Gowther, probably one of the most broken units in the entirety of the game, and by far will be the best unit currently on global, as soon as he does release, of course. So the goat sin of lust, holy knight Gowther. He is red, so he is a strength attribute. His race is unknown. He is a doll, if you guys are not familiar. Great SSR, obviously. His attack is 2962, 1894 defense, and 36,900 HP. His rank 3 first skill, arrow shot, inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on all enemies. Disables attack skills for 2 turns. Now, he picks up that disable attack skill when he gets a rank 2 card, which in case his skill goes from attack to a debuff attack. Now, his second skill, this is what makes him utterly broken for the most part, and especially right now on the global side. His rank 3 on his buff increases skill ranks of all allies and increases basic stats by 20% for 3 turns. Now, his rank 1 increases skill ranks of 1 ally, and his rank 2 increases skill ranks of all allies. So you're going to be getting a lot of ult going off, especially if you're pairing him alongside like Green Merlin, for example, off of the sub slot. So now you're going to get 1 additional ult gauge, and then you're also going to be able to rank up cards, just furthering enabling your units to go into ult very quickly. Also doing higher tier skills, using higher tier skills rather. So he's just absolutely a must-have unit, obviously, on the game. Ultimate move, combined attack. We're just going to go by the one here that's using the combined. Holy Ballista at level 1. Actually, let's just do level max. Inflicts damage equal to 600% of attack on all enemies and depletes 5 ultimate move gauge orbs. So just completely removes all of your orbs on your team, which is just absolutely cancerous. So that's absolutely crazy. Now let's go ahead and get into his unique, aka his passive. Excuse me. So increases all allies' attack by 10% at the start of the next turn if the hero doesn't take damage. Limit 5 times, resets upon taking damage. So you can of course stack that up to 5 times, which will increase attack by 50% for all allies if he's not being attacked. So pretty crazy. If you can keep him, his passive isn't really what makes him broken, because the chances of him stacking that up in a majority of content is very low. But in certain situations, and depending on your type of content you're clearing with whatever team setup you have, you might be able to make use of that passive every now and again. But what really makes Gowther the GOAT right now for global, of course, will be his buff, and when he gets his ult off, which is just absolutely devastating to the opposition, aka your opponent. So absolutely insanity. And what's really nice is you can link him up for his combined attack with either the blue or the green king, and everyone in the game has blue king at minimum. So there you go. Very, very solid unit, a must-have unit. Now, he will be coming to the coin shop a couple weeks after his banner releases, so that would be in about, what, 3 weeks' time, 2-3 weeks' time. So you could grab him from that with your SSR coins, but I would highly recommend going into the banner for the simple fact of trying to pull him beforehand, because not all players out there are going to have 5 to 7 SSR dupe coins just laying around consistently. So just because these units go to the coin shop does not mean they're easy to get. Don't let people fool you into thinking that the coin shop units are easy to pick up from the coin shop, because you still have to summon a lot and then get lucky to pull a lot of dupes that you do not need for ult gauges. There are quite a few units that you want to keep the dupes of for ult gauges. I'm sorry, ultimates. So yeah, just, you know, I would say 110%. Just the fact that Gowther's in the banner alone already makes it worth summoning for, in my opinion, just so you can try to get at least hopefully one copy, because it's going to be very beneficial to you in the long term. So let's go ahead and go over to the next banner unit, which would be Galland of Truth. Again, this will be our first 10 commandment released here on the game, which is very, very cool that we're already getting 10 commandments within the first month of global release. So they're definitely speeding things along, obviously. And Galland's artwork is just awesome. I always liked his artwork. I thought he was like some kind of like a Grim Reaper type of character, which was always very interesting. I don't know why I get that impression from him, but I just do. Maybe it's his weapon. Maybe it's just, I don't know really why I get that impression. It's just, the first thing that comes to my mind is Grim Reaper for some reason. I know he looks nothing like a Grim Reaper, but his demeanor, his personality, especially through the subs, not the dubbed, maybe his weapon as well, kind of just gives me that impression that he's somewhat of a soul stealer type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna take you to hell. I don't know why I get that impression, but I just love his design. A little bit of fandom there, I guess. But anyways, so he is a blue attribute, you know, speed. Obviously, he's a blue unit, which we really are desperately in need of more blue and red units on the global side, because as you guys know, it is already very green heavy. He is an SSR, obviously. His race is Demon. He has 2,962 attack, 2190 defense, and 40,860 HP. So better base stats than even Gowther. But it's not all about stats, guys. We got to get into the skills now. So he has one stroke. Pause. Rank 3, he inflicts amplify damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. If you guys are not familiar with amplify, you get 30% more damage per self buff. Any, you know, however many buffs are on this unit, he gets 30% more damage, and that is being applied to all 3 of his ranks on that skill, which is very, very nice. So he has a really strong single target attack if you got buffs on him. All right. Dismal Scatter Cut. This is a debuff attack card on all 3 ranks. Inflicts damage equal to 170% of attack on all enemies. Makes targets bleed for 2 turns. So this is a pure AoE skill with the bleed debuff. And then we have the ultimate move, Critical Over. There is no combined for him at this time. His level max increases basic stats by 50%, which means he increases his HP, attack, and defense by 50%. And that is for 3 turns. And inflicts damage equal to 630% of attack on one enemy. So a very strong, I guess you could say a very strong nuke. It's somewhat of a nuke. I mean, not a nuke to extent of like Jericho. That's like in a whole other league. But it's still a very strong single target ultimate. It's the fact that after you use his ultimate for the next 3 turns, he is going to be hitting very hard with his one stroke skill, especially with buffs, because increased base stats by 50%, that means he's going to be getting 50% more on his attack, which you can then go further with other buff units like Gil Thunder, for example, and make this amplify and his damage in total on his first skill very, very nice. So very, very good nuking potential single target with Galland here. His Commandment of Truth. Now this is going to be a new thing for a lot of you global players that are not familiar. Alongside their passives, the 10 commandments also have a commandment that is also taken into effect. Petrifies allies and enemies who have used rank up and rank down skills for 2 turns. Does not apply to deathmatch, applies when entering battle. This completely shuts down Gowther. If you're in like a PvP and you're playing against a unit that has, a team that has Gowther, this will actually petrify him for 2 turns. Now, I do believe you can actually cleanse that away with a unit like King, for example, Blue King. But if you're running Galland with a unit like Red Slater, that is a strong one to punch in PvP, because now you can shut down the Blue King and you can shut down their Gowther and really cripple that team, which is a very deadly combo right now. And we'll get more into Red Slater in another video. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Now, you don't want to run Galland with your own Gowther, because then you're going to lock your own Gowther down for 2 turns. Because remember, it petrifies allies and enemies, not just enemies. So you got to be very, very careful with that. Alright, unique. Petrifies allies and enemies who have used rank up and rank down skills for 2 turns. Does not apply to deathmatch. So basically, it just goes even further on to with his commandment. So there you guys go. I'm not even really sure why he has this. It's very interesting that they labeled it twice. Could have sworn his unique was a little bit different, slightly different from his commandment, but I could be wrong. I wonder if these actually, I can't recall, but I'm gonna let you guys that are play JP are familiar, unless they've changed it for global. Let me know, does Galland actually stack both these? Like, if they use a rank up card, can they be petrified for 2 turns? And then if another unit, say a few turns later, does another rank up, can you lock them down again for 2 turns? Making use of the 1 commandment and 1 passive? Very confusing that they both say the exact same thing. I thought they were a bit different. Anyways, that is Galland. So Galland is the natural counter to Red Gowther. So it is interesting that they are bringing both together. Gowther obviously is going to be used in pretty much every game mode in the entire game, including PvP geared and ungeared, all the different demon raids, guild boss, everything. He's just an exceptional unit. The ranking up of cards is just a broken mechanic right now, especially for global players, when we're already limited on options as it is. So Gowther is a must-have. Galland is a very good pickup. I know JP side doesn't really give Galland much love, but for global, with what units we have available right now, he's a pretty solid unit. I wouldn't mind playing around with him, obviously, but Gowther is definitely the real prize. But Galland is also pretty decent as well. So summon or skip, 100% summon, guys. This is a very solid banner. Just for the fact that Gowther exists in it is enough to go for it alone. Galland would be more of a bonus. Now, obviously, having both units in the same banner, if you're going for Gowther and you pull Galland, that will be a bit disappointing to some of you, I'm sure. But it's still worth it, in my opinion. But, yeah. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll be glad to read as many as I possibly can. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here for more Grand Cross content. And as always, go ahead and tick notifications and join us in the Discord below. And again, if you'd like to play the game on PC, I have a link in the description below for you guys to go ahead and do that. Until next time, have an awesome day as always. Peace.